Hello again, everyone. Hope you're well on this Thursday afternoon. We're almost, for all us working stiffs, that's Monday through Friday, folks. We're almost to Friday, y'all. Almost there. The pain is coming. More pain. Well, you're like, dog, the pain has been here. Yes, it has been here. We've been getting fleeced beyond recognition for the last few years. Yes, we have. But I think that pain is going to continue. It's going to increase. It's going to increase before it gets better. I am confident that it will get better. When is that going to happen? I don't know. I'm not ready to condemn this president right now. He's 3 months into his term. Just like I did not condemn to failure Biden in the first 3 months of his term either. So I'm not this time. We'll have to see how it plays out. Yeah, the stock market tanked. It's tanked before and it rebounds. It will probably rebound again. It's very likely. There was a comment in yesterday's video that resonated with me. I pinned it. And it said that America has carried the world to the point that we can't carry it anymore. That is so true. It's so true. There was a lot of good comments in the video from yesterday. If you hadn't had a chance to read through it, if you have time, read through the comments. They're very good ones. That is so true, though. If you look at the imbalance in the tariffs, it is stark, all right? Y'all, China, talk about carrying the world. As far as the tariffs that are being charged to the United States from other countries, listen to this. China, 67%. The new one that the United States will impose on them is 34%. Still off. 67%, y'all. The EU, the European Union, 39% to our 20%. Vietnam, y'all, 90%. Shoot. 46% on imported goods from Vietnam. That we're charging them. Taiwan, 64%. Japan, 46%. Honda, Toyota, Subaru, among other things. India, 52%. Korea, 50%. And the ones that we charge on them are like half of that. All of these are like half. And people are freaking out. Cambodia, 97%. South Africa, 60% to our 30%. Sri Lanka, 88% to our 44%. Pakistan, 58% to our 29%. Y'all, can we not make shirts and pants here? We make automobiles here. Buy American. I'm more buy American now than ever. And you're like, well, dog, the Japanese make better vehicles. That's been the case in the past. That gap, in my opinion, and I geek out on automotive now. I watch more videos and I read more on automotive than the average person. Let's just put it that way. But that gap has shrunk big time. All the manufacturers are trying to cut costs and they're going cheap on parts. They're all doing the same thing. I don't care if it's buying a pencil to an automobile. Do the best you can to buy American. I know that's not always possible. I get it. 90% of stuff in a lot of stores is from the large Asian nation. Can we not manufacture a shirt here? Surely we can do that. Shoes? Other clothing? Y'all, our society is in decay. Our infrastructure is in decay. The big cities are crumbling physically, literally. The debt is unchecked. Those in Congress do not care. There's a few that care. Yes, there are a few. Wages are stagnant. If we do nothing, if nothing is attempted here to turn this around, and you just kind of muddle along like it's been going, we are continuing a quick march to third world status. Quickly. Now, there are some Republicans that are pushing back on this, on these tariffs. Noteworthy, the one that caught my attention was Rand Paul. He said that he is against it. He said that, let's see, how did he put it? Taxation without representation is tyranny. Well, tell us something we don't know, homeboy. Tell us something we don't know. That's been the case. We're taxed beyond recognition. Every day to Sunday we're taxed. Without representation. The Revolutionary War was fought over much less. In my opinion, I think Trump is trying to throw a Hail Mary here. You know, it's late in the fourth quarter of this nation, and he's trying to save the day. Is it going to work? I don't know. It has a chance. It has a chance to flop. Nobody really knows for sure, do they? All these countries, a lot of these countries could come to the table. I have a feeling China's going to come to the table. They might not make a lot of noise about it, but they want to make a deal too. They're going to feel the pain just as bad or worse than us. All these other ones. I mean, gosh. It's unreal, y'all. Vietnam, 90%. Come on. Of course, the middle class is going to feel it the most. That's the bad part. Like we always do. The rich will find ways to get around it. What I really want to see from the Trump administration is them to articulate the best they can the long-term benefits of this. And we know there's going to be short-term pain. There could be pain for a while, but they need to articulate how this is going to play out. What do we have to look forward to? And I hear about the taxation bill, the tax bill. How is it going to help the folks? How's it going to help the middle class? Let us know so we see some kind of light at the tunnel, end of the tunnel. You know, tax breaks. If you buy American, how does that help us? Other than we're buying American, supporting American products, you know, tax breaks. I saw where Ford Lincoln, the automaker, said that they're going to, as a result of these tariffs, they're not going to increase pricing. They're going to lower pricing, y'all. Through June, starting tomorrow through June, they're going to reduce pricing on all of their new vehicles. Well, not every one of their, I'll get to that in a second. The pricing of their new vehicles to employee pricing. That's below their invoice pricing. The only exclusions would be their top line, you know, like the Super Duty trucks, the Raptor, you know, the really, really expensive. And people buying those, they got the money. They ain't pinching pennies. You know, you want to go buy an F-150 or an Explorer or a Bronco Sport. Now's a pretty good time to do it, man. Now is a dang good time to do it. I'm not a big Ford person, but if I was a Ford person and I needed a vehicle, and I need to buy a new vehicle, used or new, heck, go in there and knock it out. But before the end of June, or whenever this, I think it's June, the next month. But anyway, I think that's awesome. I think that's good. I hope GM and Dodge Chrysler Jeep follow suit. Maybe they will. They should. But you know, I believe he's trying to throw a Hail Mary and save it. You know, a Hail Mary, I'm using football analogy here, football terms. You know, the Hail Mary If it works, it's beautiful. It doesn't always work, right? But the good thing is he's got good players on his team. He's put together a good team, in my opinion. He's got the adults in the room. So I think that's helpful too. The alternative is we float along like we are, and we can, like I said, we continue the quick march to third world status. We may be going there anyway. I don't know for sure. We don't know. We need to keep our preparations up, that's for sure. But we must, what I want to see, like I said, I got off topic a little bit, but them to articulate what is coming up, and the taxes. Is there a tax break for us, the Americans, on buying American things or other things in general that will ease this? I think that would make it a lot better. People could digest this a lot better, and also there's a lot of people that are unhinged out there. They're going to become more unhinged. And they're going to be desperate, y'all. They're going to be desperate. And as we've been seeing, you need to keep eyes in the back of your head. You need to keep your head on a swivel too when you're out and about. Even if you're not driving a Tesla, don't matter, y'all. It don't matter. It don't matter where you are either. I was watching Prepper Now earlier, and he was talking about this, and he mentioned a case where I forget which state it was, but some unhinged person walked in and went after an employee in a pharmacy of a Walgreens, y'all. This guy was just a regular employee of a pharmacy in Walgreens, and this guy lost his life as a result. It's random, unhinged. No matter where you're going, walking down the street, going to the doctor, going into a store, let's keep observant. If something looks off, it probably is. Somebody acting a little strange, keep your distance. Go the other way. But also, I saw where, and this is another thing, they're finding out that it's confirmed that the Dems gave millions, y'all, millions of the newly arrived folks who are here against the law. I put it that way. Y'all know what I mean. Social security numbers. They were registered to vote. They voted. A lot of them voted in the last election. They also qualified them for maximum Social Security benefits, enrolled them in Medicaid with their new Social Security numbers, y'all. Y'all, if that would have been allowed to continue, if the other candidate had won in January, it would absolutely destroyed this country in less than 4 more years. Something's got to be done. It's got to be turned around. It would take some time. I know the average person will not have patience for this. That's my concern. But the country has carried the world until it can't carry it anymore. And somebody is trying to do something about it. And it's not popular. No, it's not popular. I get it. Because there's going to be pain. Ripping the Band-Aid off is, it hurts. It hurts bad. On the other side of that, like I said, just summarizing, they really do need to articulate the positives of this and do something to where there's some easing somewhere for us, right? If that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. I'm going to go to a passage. Here we go. All right. We're going into Corinthians. 1 Corinthians two verses here. 1 Corinthians, we're going in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 26 says, "For the earth is the Lord's and all it contains," not just certain things, all of it. And then down in verse 31, "Therefore, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all things for the glory of God." All things, whatever you're doing. So I think that's just a reminder that no matter what we're doing, eating, drinking, going about our business, dealing with other people, family, work, doctor, school, whatever it is, we need to keep in mind that we are doing it for His purposes and to further His glory, the glory of our God. That means keeping Him top of mind. It's the number one prep, spiritual prep. We talk about it a lot. Just another big reminder. And, no matter what we're doing, keep that in mind in all our dealings. Let's pray for discernment, critical thinking. Let's be respectful to each other. Let's be respectful to each other. Please. Y'all. Considerate. Is it too much to ask? Yeah. Share your thoughts. Keep preparing, y'all. Keep preparing. Let's be safe out there. Let's be alert. Stay close to Jesus. God bless y'all. I'll see you soon.